Zip y'all, it's your boy Ghost on the Zone 1 live from the 210 all day, every day. And I'm coming at you with a new tier list for Duelist and Nexus. So you can see at bottom down here, I have a couple of individual cards that I want to cover from the new set and a couple of archetypes that I grouped together. And I'm going to be grading them based off of 5 different tiers. So at the top here we have meta. These are cards that I see can change or like throw a monkey's wrench into the whole meta that we have going on right now. Like, we will definitely either see these at the top tables or they will be meta 100% of the time. The next set or the next tier is gonna be tier 1, so we're definitely gonna be seeing these at the top tables. Maybe they won't be as good as other decks right now, but they will be that upper tier of competitive decks. Rogue, so these are gonna be cards that could see play and maybe as an engine of some sort, or you'll see them. Maybe they'll win a regional here or there. Maybe they won't, or maybe you'll be playing them at locals and you could feel that they have a certain weakness that maybe is stopping them. The next tier is going to be needs more. So pretty much these decks need more. They need more cards. Maybe they have only 1 or 2, 3 cards, and maybe if they get a 4th card, they're perfect. They're golden. The next one is Save the Ink, bro. I don't know why Konami made these cards, but they need to stop. So, anyways, let's get on into it. I'm gonna start grading them right now. So, alright, so the first set of support that I want to talk about is Altergeist. So they got a bunch of new cards. The main one I want to highlight is Altergeist Ad Mini, the new Link 4 boss monster that they have. It is a change of heart on your opponent's turn, so that acts as a new way of disruption. Besides that, a lot of the cards I don't really like. Just because, yes, they do provide link climbing situations that Altergeist previously struggled with in the first place, but I think right now it just sets them up for more failure. They're more susceptible to bigger hand traps like Nib. So right now, I'm just gonna put this at. I want to put it at tier 1, but I don't see it even being the best trap deck right now in this meta. So I'm gonna put Altergeist support in Rogue. Maybe there's some Altergeist players out there that could prove me wrong, but right now I'm putting Altergeist over here. Next up, Infernoble. Infernoble is pretty cool. They got a lot of support, a lot of equips. They even got a new field spell, that Infernoble's Museum, which is pretty cool. The only bad thing this loses to a lot of what every other deck is losing to right now in this meta, which is Droll. I don't believe in warrior decks right now because all of them really rely on Isolde. That's a really big choke point, and I don't like having to use Isolde's effect to send 30 equips just to get one monster out. I think it kind of sucks when you gotta do stuff like that, but I do think this deck is probably better than Altergeist just because it has access to the Neospace Connector package and being able to rip out cards from your opponent's hand. Excuse me, that's pretty good. Other than that, oh my god, I'm dying. Other than that, yeah, that's about it. I mean, granted, it has more ways to get into cooler synchros, I think, and make pretty cool plays, but other than that, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be Rogue. Alright, so the next new cards I want to talk about is the Chimera support. So this also includes a lot of the illusion stuff, where, what is it, that Cornfield, Coatl, whatever you want to call it. Pretty much, it's just 1 card combos into 1 or 2 chimeras. If you're going first, you make the smaller chimera that's able to rip a card out of your opponent's hand at the end phase, which I guess is pretty cool. It's mostly there just to protect your monsters because the whole engine puts like 2 to 3 illusion cards in your graveyard, and you're able to protect like your field from destruction or targeting effects. I mean, that's pretty cool. And then the other Chimera Fusion is just a going second boss that's able to break boards. Overall, I think all of the new cards are pretty good. I think it's better than both Infernoble and Altergeist, but it has to be mixed with something else. Like, oh man, if we didn't have that good going the level 5 fusion, it'll probably be in needs more. But right now, I'm gonna give it tier 1 just because I think it'll play really good with Despia. I saw a deck recently. I think it topped, or like people were talking about they're mixing it with a runic. I was like, oh okay. I mean that's pretty neat. You know, I think you can do really well doing that. I don't think it'll be meta. I don't think people are scared of this deck too much, but I think it'll be at tier 1. Alright, so the next set of support I want to talk about is the Synchron support. So this is stuff like I say that weird, Wheel Synchron, Synchron World, stuff like that. Stardust Worm, I think, is a new one. All of those, I think, can be used in the deck if you use like that junk speeder dot deck, whatever. It's pretty cool. I think it's kind of bad just because like I feel like a lot of those cards are bricks. The main card I really want to cover is Crimson Dragon. This card is broken. If you synchro this out, you literally tag it out on your opponent's turn and you make King Calamity. That's literally what this does. It tells you your opponent that you're not gonna play. You're not gonna play whatsoever. Right now, if you have to like grade it as a whole, looking at the synchron stuff, it weighs this card down heavily. But I do think it's better than both of these two. Like Crimson Dragon, it's gonna be played, and people are gonna win because of it. The next card, this is just one card I wanted to bring up, which is Dark Corridor. This is pretty cool. It's just a Dark World card. You add any Dark World card and then discard a card. Like, this card literally starts the whole deck. The only bad thing is you kind of run only 1 and 2, just because you don't want to see too many of them because it's once per turn, and like Dark Worlds go through the entire deck. I think this is gonna be tier 1. Dark Worlds only lose to maybe one card, arguably. It doesn't. Sometimes it loses to Bestial, sometimes it doesn't. But I think Dark World's better than the new Chimera stuff. I'm gonna put it. Can I put this in front? Yeah, okay, cool. I think this is better. The only bad thing is it hard loses the draw. If you're a Dark World player and you see draw, you are dying. But I think it'll be tier 1. I don't think it'll be meta necessarily, just because there's also Cash Tier running around, but I don't know. I just think Dark World's pretty cool, and I think this card is amazing. Alright, so the next set of support is all just Dino stuff. We got a lot of Dino stuff, and they all literally do the same thing. They just get a free summon, pop a card in the opponent's field. I think most of them pop it during your turn, so they're not really that good. The only ones I want to bring up are... Oh, it's the Evil Soar Lars. So that's just the generic rank 6 boss monster. Well, not even really boss. I think it's just a spell trap negate. Other than that, I think all those cards need more. Like Dinos, they need more just to like be able to compete or something like that. But can I put it up here in row? Nah. I mean, could play Lars, but I don't see any level 6 decks going crazy at the moment. I'll just put that needs more. Nemlaria. Bro. So I looked up this deck. I wanted to see like what are people doing with this deck. They're not doing a damn thing. So I think the only thing new that changed, I think they got a new main deck monster and then a new trap. Or it's a new spell. I have it in my notes, but I'm not even bothered looking because the deck doesn't do anything. The deck literally doesn't do anything. I think their only disruption is they book a moon one of their opponent's monsters. That's pretty much it. Everyone in the comments, I mean, if you guys know what this deck does, let me know. I genuinely don't care. I don't even think any of this stuff is good. Get out of my sight. Purely meta, I think this deck is going to be winning. It didn't need the support because it's already winning now. This just made it better. It gave it another, what is it, Exceed option to go into Zeus. That's pretty cool. And they got a trap that I think is able to special summon from deck, Purely Monster, which I think is pretty cool. But this is going to be meta. All the new support, granted only 2 cards, it's meta. And it beats out everything else here. Alright, so the new wave of Rescue Ace cards. Pretty cool. We got Rescue Ace Preventer and then we got Emergency. So Preventer is pretty much another monster. I think it's a level 8 monster that's able to book a moon your opponent's cards. So they have another way to interrupt your plays just through a monster. You never really see it from monsters from the previous wave of support that we got from Rescue Ace. But the main card I want to put focus on is Emergency. Emergency is really good. It's a quick play spell. All it does is you just play it, you get a free Rescue Ace on the field, and then tribute a card. Rescue Ace are able to like recur their monsters pretty easy from grave, so that the tributing part is like, it's not even at real cost. But this deck is pretty cool now with the new wave of support. I'm gonna put it in front of Dark World. I don't think it'll be meta just quite yet. I feel like going second the deck is really bad, but yeah, it's definitely better than these two. So the next card I want to highlight is Revolution Synchron, just by itself. So I don't know what Konami's smoking right now, but it's got to be some good stuff when they're making cards like this that are already pretty much better cards that are banned right now on the Forbidden Limited list. This is basically a better Glow Bulb. If you have a level 4 and this card in hand, you summon level 4. If your opponent ashes or hand traps that level 4, okay, cool. I'm going to synchro summon for a level 7, level 8 dragon. That's pretty much what this card does. You synchro summon from hand. And then once this card's in graveyard, You just glow a bulb, send the card from deck to grave, special summon as a level 1. That's ridiculous. Meta. I don't think it'll be better. Quite. No, it's not gonna be better than Purely. I don't think there's gonna be any like adventure synchron type decks that just gonna be better than Purely flat out. But Revolution Synchron, pretty crazy. Next card I want to bring up is Sleipnir, the Runic Main. I think that's the name. It just gives Runic decks another option to disrupt your opponent's deck either through their battle phase or your main phase. So all this does is target a card, banish it. I think it has to be a face-up card. But this card's pretty cool. It's 1500 attack, 1500 defense. It makes tokens when your opponent does like add cards from deck to hand. I mean, I guess that's cool just to survive. Runic's still up there. I think Runic's still pretty good. Loki kind of better than Rescue. I think the Runic matchup against Rescues, I think it's in favor of Runic's. Next set of support, Tistina. We got a whole new archetype. So this is a needs more. The deck is basically Book of Moon, or no, it's not even Book of Moon. It's Daruma Karma Cannon, the new trap that came out, where it flips all of your opponent's cards face down, or all their monsters face down, and if they have any cards face up, you get to send those cards to the grave. Basically that's all the deck does, and it can push for advantage if your opponent's monsters are flip face down. This, I'm pretty sure they're gonna get another wave of support because this is their first wave in a main set. For TCG usually to do two waves of support, so hopefully they get another wave, and hopefully it does good, unless it's like mutants to Dan. But right now, oh wait, this is better than Dinos, 100%. No, I mean if you use old Dinos, I think old Dinos beats this. But yeah, Tistinas, they don't really do much right now besides just Book of Moon your opponent's monsters. Next card I want to bring up, the Unchained Soul King of Yama. I think that's how it is, or King Yama. So it's a new link to, it's generic for fiends. Just need 2 fiend monsters and you just add a Unchained. It's a Stratos for Unchained. That's really all it is. This immediately goes into Rogue. People are already playtesting Unchained. People are already seeing success with it. I still think it will keep seeing success throughout this whole Duelist Nexus. What is it? Season. Alright, so the last set of support or cards that I want to bring up in Duelist Nexus is the Vanadium or the Visas lore and everything that we got. So pretty much the only cards I really want to highlight is the Visas. No, it's not even a Visas. It's the Vanadium Trid. It's just one of the snow globes, whatever. So it's just another, I think it's the better one, where it's able to special summon from the deck, a different one that isn't like the same name. Besides that, the Synchro, the level 8 Synchro, it adds any Vanadium spell or trap. That's pretty good, because Vanadium hands are weird, because you have to have like multiple monsters in hand just to be able to combo off and everything, like safely, you know, barring like hand traps. But I think this deck, I want to put it meta, but I'm not too scared about it either. I mean, I'll put it at tier 1. I think Purely is more to worry about than I think Vanadium. But other than that, y'all, I try to make this like really fast because in my last videos it was very long for this, and I want to cut it down to maybe like 10 minutes or so. I'm gonna be doing the Legendary Duelist one as well. I probably should have combined them for that fire set. That's really bad. That's crazy. That set's gonna be like a $20 set, like, or just a box. But other than that, y'all, I'm gonna catch y'all later. Hopefully y'all guys liked the video and everything, and I'll see you next time. Peace.